Africans, stop calling black Americans African Americans. They do not like it. They said it's racist. Call them black Americans. They don't like being called African American. They don't like it at all. They don't want anything associated with Africans. So call them African American. Okay? Be respectful to them. Respect their decision. They don't like being called African American. America is their roots. America is their identity. So be respectful. Black Americans, can you all educate Africans on why you all don't like to be called Africans? Instead, you want to be called Black Americans. You genuinely want to know as an African man.
So the short answer to that question would be, we're not African. And I know that there's an African somewhere around the world that is just cringing and just shaking in their skin every time they hear a Black American say that they're not African. But let me just explain it to you like this, because I feel like you're asking this question out of genuine curiosity and not trying to force an identity on a group of people that you probably really don't know anything about. Black Americans have been in this country for hundreds of years, okay? Generation after generation on this land, on this soil. I mean, we have pictures of great-grandparents who, from like the early 1900s, when pictures first became a thing, right? So there's nothing that we can reflect to or go back to that shows anywhere in Africa in our lineage. So everything that comes from Africa that's in our DNA is purely ancestral. It has nothing to do with culture or heritage or identity at all. Our identity is 100% with America, with the United States. It has nothing to do with we have no cultural ties to not one country in Africa. We don't know anybody over there. We don't have no friends over there. We don't have no family over there. The only thing that we share in common with Africans is our skin colors and some of us and some facial features. That is like the only thing. So I think that when Africans look at us, knowing that we have an ancestral tie to the continent through the transatlantic slave trade, I feel like a lot of you guys just don't understand why we don't feel connected, why we don't want to identify with Africa in the same way that you do, not realizing how identity works. Why would we identify with an entire continent, right? Y'all always say, oh, Africa's a continent, not a country, remember? And nobody said it was a country, but we don't have any ties at all, no connections for hundreds of years. So it wouldn't even make sense for us to identify as an African when that word means nothing to us, because I'm not from there. I don't have no family, no friends. I don't know y'all. It's no disrespect unless you started with me first, but I'm not from there. So I can't identify with no specific place over there, no specific people, tribe, nothing. And then y'all have to keep in mind that we are our own unique ethnic group, just period. We share DNA with a lot of different groups around the world. The natives, some European DNA, we have African DNA, some of us have Asian DNA. So we're a combination of a lot of different things that make us who we are, and we've kind of developed our identity through generations upon generations just in the Americas. So it doesn't make sense for a Black American to call themselves African when that vague term means absolutely nothing to us and it has no substance at all. It might mean everything to you as an African because you come directly from there. You have memories of that place, or either that or your parents or your grandparents have memories of that place. If you want to go over there to some specific country, you can go over there and kick it, speak the language, and just fit right in culturally. We don't have that type of connection. So why would I call myself something that I don't have no connection to? I mean, if you want to talk about an identity crisis, that would be an identity crisis, because you calling yourself by something that you don't even know about, you don't know nothing about.
Oh yeah, guys, welcome back to the channel, and I hope you're all doing good. You know, over the years, terms like African American have become widely accepted when referring to Black Americans, but lately a growing number of Black Americans are calling for a shift, a call to stop using this label. Why? Because they believe it doesn't fully capture their identity, their history, or their experience. That is why today in this video, Black Americans are speaking out. Many are saying it's time to stop calling them African Americans, a label they feel doesn't fully represent their identity, roots, or history. For generations, their culture, struggles, and triumphs have been deeply tied to America, not another continent. So we are diving into why this topic matters, how language shapes identity, and why respecting people's self-identification is so important. So guys, join the conversation. Do you agree with this perspective? What does identity mean to you? How can we show respect through the words we use? Guys, let's get into these clips. I'll be coming back with more commentaries.
You have said that you resent the idea of being called an African American, that
Yes.
you are a Black American.
Yes.
Explain.
I think that when they call black people who were born and raised for generations in this country, if you accept the handle of African American, that says that you don't accept being an American American. You don't accept being born in Chicago or New York or Detroit or wherever you were born. For generations your family has been here, you know. Built this country too. Sweat and tears and all that, you know, fought in every war, okay? So this is my country here. So I don't want to be called African American. I'm an American American. My people have died and done everything for this country.
At this point, I'm tired. Just watch this video.
So let me get this straight. It's racist when a white person says the truth about black people, but it's not racist when black people openly assault white people for no other reason than the fact that they're white. Yeah, it's the double standards for me. You guys have just proved yet again that you are incapable of having peaceful conversations with people that don't agree with you.
This conversation is long overdue, but I need Africans, black Africans, to please, for the love of God and everything holy, I need us to keep quiet when it comes to racial relationship between black Americans and white Americans. We do not have the range. We do not have the lived experience. We have no skin in this conversation. Because we are all black doesn't mean we are the same. They are African Americans. We are Africans. We have different experience. The other day, somebody called me the N-word, and I kept it moving. It was my co-workers, they were upset on my behalf that he called me the N-word, but I could not relate to the N-word. I don't even care about it. But the N-word it means a lot to the African American community. We don't have the range for this discussion that we repeatedly put ourselves in the middle of. This is not your fight. This is not your voice. This is not your battle. I know proximity to whiteness excites us Africans. We love being very close to whiteness. It's not going to save us when the police comes. It's not going to save us from racism. Shut up. You hear me, sister? Before you say, oh, Africa, shh, nobody asked you. Your opinion, not needed. What you're about to say, irrelevant. Shut up. You don't have the range. And let me don't hear this discussion again from any African. Shut up. Goodbye.
Thank you, sis. But for some reason, that logic only applies to black Americans. I'm not really sure why. She says that she's Caribbean and they don't even call themselves African. They go by nationality. They know they have African ancestry, but they're not African. And it's actually disrespectful to call somebody by title that they're not, I think is what the rest of it says. So yeah, I mean, that's what I'm saying. Like, it's not about like, I feel like a lot of people, like especially Africans, when we kind of reject that term African, I think they get offended and think that we're saying that there's something wrong with being African, but they don't put those type of parameters on anybody else. Like, they don't do that to the Caribbeans. Like, they only do that to us. Like, they're not going to go to a Caribbean person that's from Trinidad and say, you're not Trinidadian, you're African. They're not, because that's disrespectful. Like, come on now. Like, why would you try to take away somebody's nationality and somebody's identity by telling them that they're from somewhere that they've never been, that they don't have any ties to, and try to basically just rip them away from their culture and their heritage? This is super disrespectful, but I think that people feel like it's okay because we're American. Like, if you're from the continental U.S., for some reason, it's like anything goes, you know, like you can just say whatever and just do whatever to us, I guess.
When I was an undergrad, I was having a conversation with an advisor, and she kept referring to me as African American. and she kept referring to the students as African American, and my mentor is African American. And finally, I was like, you can call me Black. I was like, actually, I identify as Black. There are people who are actually African American, and I'm not. So I kind of just identify as a Black American. And she was like, I didn't call you Black. Well, I call you white. Why can't you call me Black?
Something that really bothers me is being called an African American. It really bothers me because if we're going to put a label on what type of American we are, then can we also have Australian American, Ireland American, Canadian American? Because why are we singled out? Why are our people built this country? We were considered farming equipment. What? We have more mixed up DNA in our blood more than anybody here. We are America. We are American. And I love my African heritage. I'm still healing from the other DNA that's in me. But yeah, how do y'all feel? Because I feel like African American always is going to single us out. You click that box for an application, you might not get a job just because. But usually your name's going to tell yourself. It's just, I'm just thinking out loud. But yeah, I don't know how to feel. Because as much as I want to go visit the countries in Africa, I kind of just don't feel like that would be home to me. Like I would feel a connection there, but not home. This is home. And I don't like the fact that people try to make Black people feel like this is not their home when we built everything. Y'all, tell me, am I tripping?
I don't know what it is, but there's this condescending tone to when African Americans call, people from Africa, the Africans. I don't know what it is, but I feel wronged when anyone says that, because most of the time they refer to us as the Africans when they have something insulting to say. So maybe I'm overthinking it, but I don't like it.
When you call us Africans, I wonder what are you Black folks in USA? Don't get misled. Y'all are African, just got to USA in a different way, period. Now, talking about braiding, y'all are grown A women going, shut up. Okay, good morning, Picklehead. I just wanted to let you know that I'm well aware of the story. I'm well aware of the history. But are they well aware of the history? Africans think they are above Americans. Yet they come over here, use our resources, use us, take our money, and treat us like the bottom of the barrel. Now, y'all always say, we already got division. Black folks don't stick together. Baby, all kin folks ain't skin folks. Whatever the saying is, y'all never have treated us right. Even in the healthcare field, y'all are mean. And I just want my people to wake up and take the shackles off their feet because somebody charged $200 there, $200 there, $200. Listen, boho braids are way more worth $200. I just want to let y'all know that. They're worth more than $200. The African women in the shop are working for pennies on the dollars. They not even getting. One person can do y'all hair, that person not taking home $200. You understand what I'm saying? They over there getting robbed. They fighting each other. They slapping each other. Then they getting hostile with the clients. Then they locking the folks in there. Then when you get there, they say $200 to get you in there, and then they say $40 more for hair. If it's $80 more for this, it's $20 more for lint. They gonna get $300 up out of you for sure. So when we say y'all Africans too, it don't make it right for Africans to treat African Americans wrong, cause that's what y'all do, and that's where the hate come in. Y'all treat us wrong, then we treat y'all wrong. Me personally, I don't have nothing against nobody because I'm a woman of God. That's where I'm at with it. But I'm gonna speak out on how I'm scrolling down my timeline, and every time I turn around, the African shops getting away with Black-owned business could never get away with. You think if I got up in my shop and slapped somebody that I would still be in business? You think if I cussed you out and somebody recorded me, listen, you can't even go back to the Africans and tell them a braid slipped out. They will cuss you out. You can't even complain to them and tell them your concerns. They will cuss you out. And to all the African Americans that send in the comment, well, I've never had that experience. You get your bald head stuff about my comment section. Because that's just like you saying, well, I was around Uncle Kenny. He ain't never raped me. Get your what master looking. Get out of my comment section, because just because you didn't have the experience don't mean it don't make it right. I can't stand that. I can't stand when somebody is voicing their opinion and telling y'all about an experience. Y'all say, well, the ones I went to didn't treat me like that. Baby, they wanted your money. That was all. That was all. You wanted their service and they wanted your money. But guess what? And people talking about, the people in the comments talking about something, you just wanted to climb. Baby, I just came off a 36-day tour. Made over $25,000 in less than 45 days. So I don't want to hit it. I'm just speaking up on the fact that I can go to an African shop, the sisters in there fighting, the people that they hiring and they fighting, they throwing chairs at each other. They don't even like each other. And then for all the people that saying black people don't never stick together, we weren't taught how to stick together. Look what we went through slavery. We had to get one up on one to get in the house to be master right hand man. I'm just keeping it real. But this is a deeper subject on a deeper day, on another day. This is another subject. But the subject at hand is Africans are rude. Everybody ain't lying on y'all. And even if in business I've had encounters with people, I had to learn how to humble myself. I had to learn how to apologize. Am I perfect? No. Baby, on tour, I got in a tour with a lady. I had to refund her because I had somebody still sitting in the chair. But at least I gave them their money back. Or if somebody said, well, this was a concern of mine. Okay, well, let me give you half of your money back and you can go on and take your experience somewhere else. Maybe you just want the client for me. Maybe I didn't do it according to your liking. Go on about your business. I pay you to leave me alone. But it's a way to handle business. And what I will say about black-owned business, we was never taught customer service. And that's our biggest downfall in this industry. That's why we're opening and closing. And just to go ahead and clear the record, African Americans, they ain't perfect either. They stand you up. And the people that saying we overcharge. Okay, granted, sometimes people do overcharge and they run out. But there's a crowd for everybody. You got people who will pay $1,500 for micros, and you got people who will pay $200. You understand? You got to know your lane. You got to know your crowd. But over there in Africa, they will be only charging you $25. You know why? Because the price of living ain't what it is. You got us over here paying $2,000 for rent. So what is $180 going to do for you? You have to charge more. The products are $40, $50. Then if you include the hair, that's another $15, $20. So I just don't feel like it's fair to compare the two. You know what I'm saying? African braid good and American braid good. You understand? We all got our biases. African American can be a bit much. Africans can be a bit much. But to see these folks on my timeline, people recording their shop experience and how these folks are slapping folks or getting into it with one another, cussing you out, and they still got business. Black-owned business could never stand a chance. We could never give bad service and still be in business. Y'all would shut us down. But because Africans got 15 people over your head, it's okay. It's all right. It's all right. And it's not okay. I wonder when...
Oh yeah, guys, to understand this call for change, we first need to explore what identity means. You know, for many Black Americans, the term African American assumes a connection to Africa, a continent that for many is a distant heritage, disconnected from the life they have known for generations. Sure, Black Americans share African ancestry, but after centuries of slavery, segregation, and the evolution of a unique American culture, their roots have undeniably grown deep into the soil of the United States. Their history isn't solely tied to Africa. Their story is American. So why now? Why are some Black Americans asking to be called Black Americans or simply Americans? It's about respect. It's about acknowledging that their identity is deeply rooted in America. The term African American often erases the very real and distinct American experience they have lived. So what is at stake is that when we use terms that don't reflect people's lived realities, we risk alienating them. It's not just about a label, it's about how we view someone's identity, their culture, and their place in this society. By using a term that some feel is inaccurate or distancing, we unintentionally dismiss the rich diversity of experience within the Black community. So what does this identity mean? Identity is personal. It is shaped by the places we live, the communities we grow in, and the struggles we face. For many Black Americans, their roots are right in the United States. Their culture has been shaped not just by Africa, but by the cities, the streets, and the very fabric of American life. So it's good to respect their choice. At the core of this shift is a simple message: respect people's choices about how they identify, just as we respect other individuals' preferences for gender, sexuality, and personal beliefs. Respecting how someone wants to be called is an important step towards understanding and unity. So, language is powerful. The words we use shape perceptions and influences our interactions. When we label someone in a way that feels inaccurate or disrespectful, it can cause harm even if the intent is positive. This is why it's crucial to listen, learn, and adapt. So guys, this is not just about one side being right or wrong. It's about starting a dialogue. Understanding the nuances of language, identity, and respect can bring us closer as a society. The more we listen, the more we grow. Yes, ultimately identity is about more than labels. It's about how we see ourselves and how we want the world to see us. You know, for many Black Americans, the term African American doesn't fully reflect who they are today, and that's okay. So as we move forward, let's make an effort to respect people's decisions, honor their identities, and create a space where everyone's voice is heard. After all, we all deserve to feel seen for who we truly are. Guys, thank you so much for watching. Of course, all credit belongs to the original creators of the video. This video is meant for educational purposes and commentary purposes as well. Tell me your thoughts. What are your thoughts on this conversation? Have you ever thought about the power of labels? Let's keep the discussion going in the comments, guys. And don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, like it, share the video, and subscribe for more thought-provoking discussions. Thank you. Have a peaceful time.